pretty hard to come by.
Oh, there's a...
That's a pretty cool looking car right there. Had a girl
Get it, girl,
that.
get it. Oh.
It's about Miller time.
Hell yeah.
Or some kind of time, you know. It's,
hey, it's
5 o'clock somewhere.
Yeah, exactly.
You know.
And that has been an update with Nick.
All right, so my weekly update for me is going to be the Chevelle. I've been fighting this car for a while. If anybody knows me very well, you know that I like cars more than I like most people. It kind of goes like cars, dogs, and then people. So this car had an issue. At one point in its life, the door had been painted and it didn't match. We talked about it in a previous video, and I wanted desperately to panel paint it because I didn't want to blend it. I didn't want to take a chance on failing the car by blending it and being able to see it and whatever. So I finally gave in after about 50-11 spray outs of trying to get it to where I was happy with it. I got a color that I liked well enough. Danny and I shot a bunch. After Danny went back to Pennsylvania, I shot a bunch more. And I even shot one or two. I shot one yesterday and one today. And I came up with a color that I was happy with. So I decided I was just going to blend it. So we had, last couple of days, Monday, the guys prepped the car. I stayed Monday night and finished prepping the car and then did some more work on it. Got it in here. It's taken me a couple of days with all my daily things that I have to do this project myself, because I wanted to be the one to tape it up to make sure everything was perfect, just because it's been here so long. Like, I felt like it was time to have one shot at this and not mess it up. So I blended it, and so to start, I back taped our top edge. And by back tape, I mean ran the tape edge to it, and then you flip it up so it gives it a soft edge so you don't get a hard edge on it. And then I came all the way down this edge of the door and stopped here. So I painted the door, I back edged the top, back taped the top of the fender also. Did my base coat, and then I brought my base coat on the fender all the way to the tip just before it rolls around, and then on the back I stopped my blend like right in this area, and I tried to, when I shot it, I shot up this direction to get it to stay off of this panel as much as possible, because when you get the paint changing plane, so you really can't, even if this was painted all brand new, it would look like 3 different colors no matter what. So when we sanded it, I kept sanding through until I got me a paint edge on there. So we took a bunch of paint off of it just to help give it we progressed the patina.
Because it already had patina on it.
It already had it.
Right.
So you can see like all this is all original stuff, like where the rust is coming through. I mean, it is what it is. So we enhanced the lines on it. That gave me the ability to have a breaking point of color too, right? So like this broke up by the line. It's kind of almost like separating it by a pinstripe in a way.
Yeah, it's like an optical illusion, right?
Right.
So it tricks the brain.
That's it. Like, you can't look at every plane at different angles and everything at the same time. So we faux tinted it back in a little bit, and then once I got my back edge all fixed up, then I untaped this and came across here and did my blend is technically like right here, and you can see it in the paper too. So like there's more paint here, right, where I painted it. And then the farther you get back, the less paint there is on the tape. So you can kind of see it there. And then if the other piece of paper was up here still, I could show you that. But then I let the base coat dry off, called the customer, because I've been talking to Orville about it, and I said, hey man, I really kind of want your seal of approval on like what you think this is going to look like. Because our other option was we were going to base coat the entire car and then go back and faux tina and dig everything out, which I didn't want to do because it really has a cool natural, like where the red oxide is bleeding through the paint and everything, and you kind of lose that. So you'll lose it on the side of it, but I think we did a really good job of blending it in. So after it all dried, he said he liked the color. I liked the color. I came back in, and I've been in here like 4 hours or whatever it is, almost 5, digging out all the chips. So like all this stuff that was in it, everywhere, all the rock chips down below.
Right, that way it looked more natural.
Yep, so all that's broke back out of it. And all I did there was use reducer, thinner, a pick, and then I've got some like little purple, like anybody in the automotive industry or paint industry would know, they've got like little balling on it. It's just for like dabbing in rock chips. But I use those to like put a little bit of thinner in the chips that got filled up with paint, and then was dabbing the color out of it. So, you know, I don't know.
That's interesting, man. And
It's
at the end of the
car.
day, it's all that work just so people can't tell that it's been
done. Yeah.
Yeah, and normally I can tell a little bit whenever I see something with my eyes.
Yeah.
Where the changes are, but I've been looking at this ever since I came in, because I know people will say like, well, you can't see that on camera. Dude, even when you told me, I'm still looking. It's hard to see.
If you stand right here, very well. Like if you get back at this angle and look right, like from here, like this color and that color look the same.
They really do.
And the thing that changes is this plane. So that's kind of what we're trying to do. We're trying to give it the optical illusion of so many angles that you couldn't tell if it had been painted. Obviously, somebody that knows is going to tell that, hey, man, this has been painted. But I don't think they're going to be able to tell when or where. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I wanted it to look like it had been done years and years and years ago.
Right.
So I don't know.
I'll have to clear it. I like it.
Put 2 coats of matte clear on it and ship this dude out tomorrow. He's going to take it just as it is. We're not going to put the fenders or the hood or the cowl on it. He got a Roadster Shop chassis for it.
Oh, nice.
So he's mechanically inclined enough to do that, which is awesome. So he's going to take it, put it on the chassis, kind of get it to where he's not going to pay us so much labor, and then bring it back for us to like do the detail wiring, the routing of the hoses and AC and all that other stuff. And then bust it off, get it running for him, get it tuned, make sure it rides, get it all scaled in, and get the suspension tuned on it, give it back to him so you can drive it around.
Nice.
He's been pretty bummed about the build. He had it built by another shop. I don't know who it is. Didn't care. So we're taking over the build for him. We're going to help him get it to where he was hoping it was going to be before.
So, I like that. That's cool, man, because I feel like I see that a lot with guys. They get into a project, they go spend a bunch of money getting someone to build it for them because they don't have the time, and then they get burned in the end. And
well, and it just takes, you know, like I've said in the past, I've built more cars in my lifetime than most have in their entire life, being that from being on the show, right?
Right.
We had to build them so fast. So
yeah, we're building like once a month, right?
If it was a 2 episode build, that's a month. If it was a single episode build, it was 2 weeks. So we built a lot of cars. I mean, I can't even name them all, to be honest with you. But in that, we learned the efficient ways to do it, what works and what doesn't. And I think it just made me a better builder, because in the beginning of that, I was more of just a paint and body guy, you know, and I built my own stuff, but not for anybody else. But being around it and doing so much of it, I had no choice but to become a builder. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, which is awesome, because I like the design side of it more than I do. I wouldn't say more than I like painting, but I love seeing the whole car come together. You know, painting is easy. Like, I've
seen you kind of shift over the years, and honestly, I've learned a lot from you that I didn't even know that you knew about. You would tell me about little things, and I was like, damn, how did he know that?
Got forced into learning it all.
Yeah.
I mean, it's, you know, the painting is a skill, right?
Right.
But it's not hard. Like the body work, like those guys in there doing the body work, that's the harder work than this is. This is the glamorous side of it. So, I mean, this is not easy. What I'm doing today kind of
no, I know that people don't realize like how many hours you sit behind a computer screen, researching stuff, making sure that your clients get like the best possible solution to whatever it is they're trying to do, and then finding all the parts and ordering them.
Yeah, like my uncle came over yesterday, and he's like, if you ever need help ordering parts, just let me know. I'm like, I'm not looking for anything specific, though. He's like, what do you mean? I'm like, I don't even know what I'm looking for. I know what we're trying to do. Now I have to find the parts to make that work. I said, nothing we order is off the shelf for these cars. I said, we make everything work. And most of the time, we'll buy a part that gets us close, and then we modify that part to do what we need to do, unfortunately, which kind of sucks, too, at the same point, because I mean, most of the stuff, like for instance, right now we're fighting a coolant tank issue on the IROC. Because we need a round coolant tank with a bottom feed and a side that's got a regular radiator, and nobody has it. So what are we going to do?
Custom make it?
We're going to make a tank. and I hate that we're gonna have to do it, but we're gonna buy an aluminum tank, an overflow tank, and then gut the overflow, put a cap on it, and put our NPT ports in it so we can make a coolant tank reservoir for the supercharger. Because where we need to put it, for everything to fit underneath that hood, they don't make one for what we need, so we're gonna have to make it. But that's, you know, that's not something the customer's gonna, it's not gonna wear out where they're gonna have to like, oh man, I have to buy another one of those or whatever. Like, he'll have the, I mean, the car will die with that piece on it, so it's not that big a deal.
Nice.
But that's my update. I got my wheels done too. You wanna see my wheels?
Heck yeah, let's show them.
So it pretty much achieved everything that I was going for. So I did the wheels. And
Wheels look great, by the way.
they redid them at the wheel shop. Had we talked about that?
Yeah, you ended the last video like that.
That they were gonna go to that other wheel place? Okay.
You were waiting on them to come back.
Okay, so we got them back Friday, and the color didn't match the front at all. So we took.
Did you paint them?
They did.
Oh, they
so
did.
they trued them up. They stripped the powder coat off of it, and they painted them, which was fantastic because that was. If they just had straightened them and then we had to have them blasted and everything else, I mean, for what they charged to do it.
I know.
It was like
That's
ridiculous.
what I didn't know that.
But it was like $125, $150 a wheel to have them strip them and then fix them. He ain't doing nothing. So I'm gonna show you another thing that I messed up on these wheels too, and I ain't fixing it. You know why? Because it's mine, and I don't have to. So I painted the wheels the factory color, but did gloss paint on. That way I can, like the factory ones have like not really a clear on, but if you spray them with too hard of a degreaser, it'll fade them out. You know?
Oh yeah, yeah.
And I like to go over to my car wash and use that heavy degreaser that I got over there for
It's good stuff.
Yeah, so I'm like spray it on, it kills all the brake dust, and you're done, whatever. So I did gloss clear on it.
Is it, by the way, is that stock in all the bays over there?
No, that's just
You whip that up yourself?
What it is, it's diluted like so many thousandths per one of water or whatever. It's the auto wash because it has to be a hot chemical to be a touchless wash.
Okay.
So it's diluted. I mean, it's like 500 or 600 parts of water per 1 ounce, or you know what I'm saying? So it's big time diluted. But when you don't dilute it, it'll eat the skin off of you. And we use it like it'll take undercoating off and it'll pull paint off. Like these old cars, you spray it on an old car that comes in. Like if we're degreasing it before we take it apart, it'll pull the enamel and stuff off of it, the lacquer. Just melts it off.
You showed it to me back in the day. In fact, I got just a little splash, and I had these spots on my arm that started peeling off weirdly.
Dude, it'll go. Don't get in your eyes; it'll go blind.
Yeah.
So I like to spray that on my wheels and tires. You know, you put Armor All on it, and then after a while, your tires start getting brown or whatever. So you spray that on there, and it melts all that junk off, and then the wheels look good again. Cool, right? So that's why I gloss cleared them. So painting the caps and the wheels. But then if you look real carefully right here, and I'm glad it's right here where you can see it. That's a run. It's a run right there. I'm not gonna fix it either. It's mine. You like that? I do.
I like it. You won't see it soon when you got it covered in rubber.
Okay. Another reason why I'm not fixing it either. My buffer won't get in there on that lip, and I ain't hand buffing it.
Oh, you don't have the little. Rupes Mini?
I do, but the head is before it starts spinning, it hits here.
Oh.
I ain't buffing that dude by hand. You kidding me?
I don't blame you.
It's old Steelies, man. I'm an old soul, man. Just want my Steelies. Well, Keenan was saying Blake was saying we don't need them aluminum mags for them young kids. This is my old pawpaw truck. Got them factory Steelies on there. With the
I like
slicks.
it, man. And look at this.
It's got some girth to it.
It really does.
I love it.
And you got the Caltrax installed too, I see? I need to get a light under there.
It bites, dude. Of course, it's only making 370 horsepower for now. But my son was talking all that smack about whooping on me.
With his new Mustang?
Yeah, because he did. He yanked on me a little bit. But then I put the slicky dudes on there with them traction bars. And I told him how good it hooks. All of a sudden, he ain't razzing me no more. I think he's a little scared to get his ass handed to him. So.
Kids gotta learn.
I'm not gonna let him win.
Exactly.
I'm not that dad.
No, you have to establish dominance.
Dude, if he beats me, whatever it takes, I'll beat him. Next round. Like, he might give me one time. That's it. And I'm gonna beat him. I was telling the guys at breakfast the other morning, I said, if I'm pulling on him and I'm catching him and it loses oil pressure, I'm gonna send the rods out the motor before I let out of this thing. Like, it's not gonna be like, oh, be scared. No, grenade time. Because if I can just beat him to the finish line, it's worth the cost of a motor. Dude ain't gonna win. You know, just the pacing trophies around here. That's really all I've done all week. It's that car. I mean, that's literally all I've done. Help Canton. He's been working on the truck, getting that door. It's whooping us a little bit. Yes, him.
What truck?
The C10 that
Oh,
we had to replace
the
the door
Squarebody.
on. It's not lining up quite as it did. I take that back. It lined up pretty good for like first block to truck. It's pretty good. I was hoping to get it in poly this week, but we really only been on it like 2.5 days because we were setting the truck up, getting it leveled. Like last Thursday, we set it up, but we didn't true it. So we put a digital level on it to make sure everything's level on jack stands, front to back, side to side, and then we check our gaps again. So we spent Monday and like half of Tuesday doing that just because he was waiting on me. Like, he ended up kind of getting stuck waiting on me because I was like wanting to get this car finished. So I was like, leave me alone, let me do my stuff, get this thing knocked out. And here we are. I wanted to paint it yesterday, painting it today, and I wanted to be done by lunch, and it's now 4 o'clock and I'm still not cleared it. So anywho's it, guys been working on the 57 part or 56 parts. We come up with some pretty good ideas on the IROC. And then there's Todd Wilson's truck.
Is that what that blue truck in there is? We don't have to get into that this week.
I kind of want to do a real quick snippet of it at the end, because by next week when you come back, it'll be completely, all the bad stuff that's on it will be gone.
All right, well, let's go.
Why don't you do the guys, and I'll do my outage, because it won't take me long to set up. I'll spray a coat of clear, and then after I spray the clear, before you can spray your second coat of clear. So that's another thing about matte too. Like when you're spraying matte clear, you put down one coat, and if you put the second coat down too fast, it'll get glossier.
Okay,
Because
gotcha.
if you put on wet and wet, so your first coat you put on, and then once the sheen comes down and it mattes out, then it's time for your second coat. So the timing is a little bit different to spray matte clear versus gloss clear. Because gloss clear don't matter, right? Since they gloss. But if you put matte clear on too heavy, or you're not even enough with it, it'll stripe and be. You ever seen them whenever they're like tiger striped? Like you'll see matte and it's like, why is there stripes all over it? They put it on too wet. It'll leave. It makes it shiny lines in it.
Well, do you want to strike a thumbnail pose with your truck real quick?
Or I don't know.
I'm sure one of those will work.
Yeah, sure.
Might not even use it as
Whichever
a
one. Yeah. Whichever one makes me look the dumbest, please use that one. All right. Have fun. I'll see you in a little bit.
This man has his mullet out, so you can only mean one thing.
It's mullet time. IROC Z.
How's it going on it this week?
Well, we got the throttle body turned, as you can see there.
Oh, wow.
Kicked it out because there was no way to.
That's different than the original elbow attachment you had, right?
Well, it should just bolt directly to the supercharger. It didn't have an elbow.
Oh, it didn't have one, so you added
yeah.
one. That's what it was.
Yeah, because you could see the throttle body was about right there, so it would have been impossible to make a turn without rubbing all the radiator and stuff. So we just kicked the throttle body over.
Yeah, when I walked in, you were just finishing welding up this nice intake. How was that, like 4 inches?
Yeah, 4 inch.
It's thick.
4 inch, and then we're probably gonna put some kind of tank right here for the supercharger. I don't know if we'll use that one, probably not.
I think Casey was talking, he mentioned something about y'all were having to make a custom reservoir or coolant overflow.
Yeah, because we were planning on putting this fuse box. It was over there, but the battery's gonna go there, so we just cut it. We thought about putting it right here, but we decided to go here, so today made a little mount for that. So that freed up some area in this space.
Honestly, it doesn't look bad there, and it's probably easier for the end user to get to it.
Yeah, you could just pop it right open and
versus
look at your fuses.
I think when you were talking about it over there, it was potentially going to be underneath something, or
well, under here we would have probably had it under the filter, which
if you had to work on it. I mean, it's not terrible,
you
but
could do
still,
it, but
it's just more work.
Looks factory there, so whatever.
And I like the Willwood setup. I hadn't quite seen it all the way in there yet, I don't think.
Oh yeah.
I think you just held it up, or maybe Blake held it up. I know y'all been tag teaming it.
Blake put that one on, so I'm just over here doing some fab work to get it back going again, but did that, finished the exhaust, we can go up with that.
Sure. Oh man, this looks nice.
So yeah, we got it all finished up. I don't know if we really like these clamps. We might change them out just because.
Potential V-bands or?
Maybe just a different style, type.
Because V-bands would add thickness, which is what you were trying to avoid.
Yeah, that's why we went with these, but you can kind of see exhaust could slip out of, it doesn't wrap totally all the way around, so we might do that, but we'll see. We'll see if we can get away with it, but yeah, she goes all the way back. She's got hangers all on it. Oh, almost forgot about this.
Oh, you did a little dump off here.
Let me go grab it real quick.
Man, I ain't see no bow ties on this thing.
Yeah, Casey didn't order them for me.
Yeah, you ought to stick a bow tie on that dump off right there.
So yeah.
That cutout.
Since we had to go 2 into 1.
I think that's a cool option.
This should make up for it and be loud, so.
Yeah.
So it's kind of cool.
I tell you what, it's gonna be super loud because I got a LT1 in mine. Just, this one's supercharged, so it's really gonna be loud.
Oh yeah.
Mine kind of drones in my ears, but.
Oh yeah, I bet. So hopefully it'll be quiet enough to drive it, and then if you want to open her up a little bit, just flip that switch and go. But we tuck the tips flush with the body, so you won't really see them. And
yeah, because they didn't really leave like a relief cut or anything, and it looks weird when pipes are hanging out of these cars.
Yeah, it just kind of looks like 90s or something.
Yeah, like you took it to your 90s muffler shop.
Yeah, so now they're hidden, but still not going to blow all the paint off the bumper and whatever, so.
Yeah, this thing should sound nice.
So yeah, so I'm just about done on the fab work. We just got to mount the water pump, intercooler pump, which will probably go in that left wheel well, depending on where we mount the reservoir. And then I don't know what else there is to fab on this. That was on my list, punch list that Blake wrote me, so.
Oh yeah.
I think I got it knocked out. I'll let Blake talk to you.
Off to the next one.
Are we rolling?
Yep.
Is it rolling, Bob?
Yep.
All right, so we got Todd Wilson. So y'all remember Todd with the blue S10? This is now his new blue 1956 Chevy pickup. I think his dad had one just like it, so it has some sentimental value. So he bought it, brought it to us. We were gonna put that LT1 in this truck and try to make it to Dino's in November.
Of course.
The Dino Crunch.
Of course.
And once we got the front end apart, we got the motor out, we just realized kind of maybe the frame required a little bit more work than what we wanted to do to it. Started adding up what it would cost to do the lowering kit in the front or some kind of Mustang 2 swap, and then the back, put a 9-inch rear end, and you're like $12,000, $15,000 into it, and we didn't want to go down that road. So I had the motor out yesterday. I put the motor back in yesterday. And so
you're doing the Texas two-step, man.
That's right. Chasing my tail. And he's got a 59 Apache, I guess, at Casey's house on a Roadster Shop chassis.
That sounds about right.
Yeah. So we're going to go get that chassis and put.
Sorry.
Who was that?
I don't know. Somebody was peeking through the door, but it was nobody that worked here.
Oh.
No, it wasn't Tommy.
Somebody
it was
in a white shirt.
It was another older guy.
So
Anyways.
we're gonna put this cab and bed on the Roadster Shop chassis with the LT4 with a supercharger before Dino's
Oh, okay.
in November, right?
Well, that escalated quickly.
Yeah, and then also that OBS.
Oh yeah, and then Phillips OBS is gonna go too.
And then Justin's.
And Justin's truck is gonna go to Dino's as well. So, but I stripped the interior out, steering column, seats, take a peek inside, it's empty.
Man.
So we're gonna pull the cab off of it next week. Probably strip it, pull all the glass out of it. Maybe, I think we're gonna just, or not me, they're gonna sand it and then just repaint it.
By the way, I love your alternator mount.
Oh, you like that? Yeah.
Yeah.
I like it up here like that. Most people prefer that it be down here.
I like it up there because it's like you get all the airflow. It's like a supercharger, the poor man supercharger.
That's right. You know, the stance actually looks good with these wheels on it.
It really
Like when it came in with those big wheels and tires, it was way high, but it looks good like this.
Was it like, it was just a stock setup?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so that's the plan. We're gonna pull this cab off, roll this chassis out, sell the frame and motor, and I hope Todd's wife doesn't watch the channel. And we're gonna put it on a roaster shop chassis.
Yeah, so if anybody needs to buy a frame, you know.
Oh, you can buy a whole cab, clean side bed and everything. That other truck.
Oh, he's gonna sell it too?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So,
There you go.
You can talk him into it.
Yep.
There's
Got a
stuff for
deal.
sale around here.
Got a deal for you.
Yep.
Stacking them deep, selling them cheap. That's all I got for you, man.
Perfect.
Are you on me? Okay. I was in the body shop this week.
Your favorite place,
My
Mike?
favorite place to be. I guess if you want it done, I gotta knock stuff out and get in here and get it done.
Uh-huh.
It's been neglected for a little while just due to some things that we had going on with it, and now we're back on it. Spent a couple days squaring up the entire front clip again. Unfortunately, we had to take it off for Dino's get down last year. They had to put the motor in it and get everything ready. So I had to put the clip back on and get it actually squared and fitting right. 3/16 gaps, front, back, side. Make sure the chassis was leveled. Started on the bottom, because this door was the one we had problems with.
Uh-huh.
And last time I went to go block it right after that really hard freeze, we had a big area where the metal had been worked. It shrank in really bad. So we got another door. Casey roughed in this door off the truck. We primed it, got it fit to the truck after it was gapped and fitted. And now we're here. Been working on this all week. Oh, and the BELAIR, I went in there and taped it up so they could get it polyed on Monday. Finished that up. It's a lot of tape work.
Yeah. That people don't realize how much time just gets spent in masking things up.
And I get a little tweaked out on certain things because I'm thinking about me trying to spray it, and it's like, oh, am I gonna get overspray here? Is it gonna go through this hole? And then I was on the old square body all week, and it's getting pretty slick. A couple spots we need to touch up. Had a kind of a weird spot here from the door, the new style, new fitted door to what we had before. We did get the laser in, get the body line as on point as possible, and go from there, and that's my weekly update.
The short and sweet.
Short and sweet.
How's it going, Chase? Yeah, no, sorry. Some of the guys just like take off, and then like sometimes I like to just throw something out there, but yeah.
So this week we got the 56 BELAIR back from Poly. Got the jams, dash, roof, trunk jam, all polyed up.
Man, it's just funny when you put the coat of poly on, like how much it just looks more complete.
Oh yeah, I love it, that color too. So now we just have to block in 100 grit, get the final touches out, and then we'll do one more coat of poly and then block to 360 grit. And so all that will be done. The bottom was urethane primer. I don't know if you'll be able to see it, but...
Oh, you're talking about the underside of the car?
Yes.
Oh yeah, I can see it.
Yeah.
Might be a little dark, but people will get the gist.
Yeah, so underneath is urethane. It's ready for bed liner.
Man, it's gonna look so nice in bed liner.
Oh yeah, and then this week Nick did the doors, the inner jams. This is the second block. This is the first coat of poly. Getting these ready for the second coat to be blocked out to 320 grit.
Man, dude, the amount of work y'all do with those little finger sanders, like getting all these little. I feel like the doors is what you gotta hate the most, I'm sure.
Oh yeah.
And then you're blocking the inside of the door, which you know is gonna be covered, but
yeah,
it's just part of the job, part of perfection.
The core support, this is what I finished up on working today. Still got a little bit more to go, but that's the first block. Deck lid that is finished in 100 grit. It is ready for the second coat of poly. And I just had to fix a little touch-ups just to reshape it a little bit. There are other doors behind you, and then the glove box.
Oh, y'all were working on that.
Yeah.
It still cracks me up, man, the level of detail in the glove box.
Yeah. Redid the ridges and everything. Then blocked out in the back.
Man.
It's going black, so everything's got to be perfect.
Yeah, it's gonna look nice.
Yeah, but really, that's it. Just the small touches up on the doors and second coat of poly. Next week, we'll probably be working on the inner jams on the 56 and just getting the rest of these pieces finished up.
Right on.
Yeah.
Well, I guess my one last question is, what happened with the Riker? Did it work out?
Yeah, I have a video I can send to you.
All right.
Of his reaction.
Oh, hell.
Clean right here. What the fuck? Holy shit. Gotta be clean, bro.
Yeah, he loved it, but yeah, that's pretty much it.
All right, man. Cool.
Sweet, thank you.
We're back with Tommy.
Yeah.
Tommy, what's your last name? I didn't get that on the
Reynolds.
last. Reynolds?
Yeah.
Gotcha. Now I can throw the appropriate name title in there.
Oh yeah.
I see you came, by the way, most people don't know this, but anytime you see Casey doing stunts around the shop, Tommy's been his stunt double for a long time. Look at this.
Yeah.
Yeesh. You got the appropriate footwear and everything.
Yeah, just trying to get a blue cap. We can't get a blue cap out of it.
That's right. Everybody leave it. Everyone's favorite employee.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, back on the blue hat. Everybody needs to start giving Casey crap in the comments.
Oh yeah,
Get
about
Tommy
the caps.
and me a blue hat,
That's right.
but mostly Tommy because he's on camera. So what do you got for us today?
It's a 79 Big 10. Got 58,000 miles on it.
Wow.
Belongs to my son Brent. He bought it off a friend of his. Set up for 24 years.
Wow, man.
We got it running and it's got good cold air. We hadn't even polished it or nothing. It's just been washed.
So this is
basically.
just an all original truck?
It's all original.
Wow.
Everything on it's original, even underneath the hood.
That's something you don't see. Even are those seats original?
They're factory. They come in it.
Wow. I don't think I've honestly ever seen factory buckets.
Yeah, they come from a Chevrolet house. That's just the way it comes.
Wow. You know, as much as I love seeing like all the like modern builds and all the fancy stuff everybody does these days, you almost get used to seeing it, so it's the norm. So it's just kind of refreshing to see, you know, something that's still original, unmolested.
Yeah, it's got everything underneath the hood. Still got Freon 12 in it.
And to everyone watching, sorry, I didn't realize we were doing this special feature today. Otherwise, I might have brought the gimbal a little steadier on the hands.
We hadn't even cleaned it underneath the hood.
No, I like it though. It's just it's just an honest truck that's driven. I mean, look at this. You still have all of the jack stuff in here.
Yeah.
Oh, I see you got a little upgrade on the you got a little audio system in there.
Yeah, his friend took the bottom part of the console off and built a box, and it's got a speaker in there and it's got an amp in there.
Oh, nice.
Where you can hook your phone up to it and play music in it.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
It's nice to have some modern amenities.
Yeah, it's just about all he's gonna do to it. He said he's just gonna probably just lower this thing down pretty good and just leave it all original looking.
I dig it, man. I like that. And I think there's only two ways to really go with the truck. You either lower it or you raise it.
Yeah, it's gotta be lowered. It's too high, you know.
Yeah, for sure.
But we got some other projects we got to do first, and then we'll get on this. We'll just lower it down real good. He said he's just going to leave those tires and stuff on it. Just about the only thing it's hauled in the back was an ice chest.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Has he got a pretty clean bed?
Yeah, it's pretty clean back there. He never really used it that much.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, just I would expect it to be way more beaten up back here.
He's
I mean, this is just like light surface scratches.
Yeah, he got it from Forest Chevrolet back in '79. He's had it ever since, and he thought the motor had a mist to it, so he just quit driving it, and it wasn't no problem. It's just the EGR valve was stuck open on it.
Those EGR stuff.
But the motor, you just hit the key and it fires right up.
Yeah, it's a clean looking pickup, man. I like it. I hadn't seen this one, so.
Yeah, most of them, you won't find anything like that. Pretty hard to come by.
Oh, there's a.
That's a pretty cool looking car right there. Had a girl
Get it,
driving
girl,
that.
get it. Oh. Must be another happy customer at KC's.
Yeah, pretty cool looking car.
Yeah, it really is. Well, cool, man. I'm gonna let you get to it.
All right.
We'll wrap this video.
I'm fixing to get out here and go to the house.
Awesome.
It's about Miller time
Hell yeah.
or some kind of time, you know. It's
Hey, it's
5 o'clock somewhere.
Yeah, exactly.
You know.